Welcome to Story Time with Mike. Before we begin our adventure, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss a magical tale. Let's get cozy and start our story. Once upon a time, in a peaceful kingdom nestled between rolling green hills and sparkling blue rivers, there lived a wise and kind king named Aldrich. King Aldrich was not like other rulers who prized gold or mighty armies. He believed that a ruler's true strength lies not in power, but in kindness and love for their people. His heart was as vast as his kingdom, and every person, from the smallest child to the oldest elder, felt his warmth. The villagers adored him, not just because he was their king, but because he was their friend. He would often walk through the cobblestone streets, his royal robes swapped for simple clothes, just to talk with his people and understand their lives. Whether it was helping the farmers with their crops during a difficult harvest or aiding the merchants with their troubles at the bustling market, King Eldric's kindness knew no bounds. He believed that leading by example was the most powerful way to rule. One sunny morning, he saw a baker struggling to carry heavy sacks of flour. Without a second thought, the king rolled up his sleeves and helped carry the sacks into the bakery. The baker was stunned, but King Eldrich just smiled and said, "We are all part of one family in this kingdom." News of his simple act of help spread like wildfire, inspiring others to lend a hand to their neighbors. The kingdom flourished, not just in wealth, but in community spirit. One crisp autumn day, as colorful leaves danced in the wind, a young girl named Alara came to the castle. Her face was streaked with tears, and her small shoulders shook with sobs. She had lost her beloved pet, a fluffy white kitten named Snowball. She had searched everywhere, from the whispering woods to the riverbank, but Snowball was nowhere to be found. Her parents had told her not to bother the king with such a small problem, but Alara remembered the stories of his kindness. With a hopeful heart, she approached the grand palace gates. The guards, seeing her distress, gently led her to the throne room. King Aldrich was in the middle of a meeting with his most important advisors, discussing matters of state. But when he saw the little girl's tear-filled eyes, he immediately paused the meeting. He knelt down to her level, his voice soft and comforting. "What troubles you, little one?" he asked. Alara, sniffling, told him all about Snowball and how he had vanished that morning. The king listened patiently, his expression full of empathy. He didn't dismiss her problem as trivial. Instead, he saw the deep sadness in a child's heart. Without hesitation, he stood up and addressed his royal guards. "Our most important mission today," he declared, "is to find Snowball." The king called upon his guards, the bravest and most loyal in the land, and organized a kingdom-wide search. He even drew a little sketch of the kitten based on Alara's description. The guards fanned out across the entire kingdom, searching every nook and cranny. They looked behind market stalls, peered into gardens, and called Snowball's name down every alleyway. King Aldrich himself joined the search, walking alongside Alara and reassuring her that they would find her friend. The entire kingdom watched as their king set aside his royal duties for the sake of one little girl and her lost pet. It was a powerful sight. After hours of searching, just as the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the kingdom, a guard shouted with joy. He had found Snowball. The little kitten was curled up asleep in a hayloft, tired from his big adventure. The guard carefully scooped up the purring ball of fur and brought him back to the palace. When Alara saw her beloved pet, her face lit up with a joy so pure it could melt the coldest winter snow. She hugged Snowball tightly, burying her face in his soft fur. Then she ran to the king and gave him the biggest hug her little arms could manage. "Thank you, your majesty," she whispered. Seeing the pure, unbridled joy on the child's face, the king smiled, a warm and genuine smile that reached his eyes. His heart was filled with a warmth that no crown or treasure could ever provide. He knew that this small act of kindness had made a huge difference in Alara's world. This moment became a legendary tale in the kingdom. It taught everyone, from the nobles in the castle to the farmers in the fields, a profound lesson. Kindness, no matter how small, has the power to change the world. It showed that true leadership is about caring for the smallest and most vulnerable among us. And so, King Aldric's reign continued, not marked by grand battles or conquests, but by countless acts of kindness, both big and small. His example inspired a chain reaction of compassion throughout the land. People started helping each other more, sharing what they had, and listening with open hearts. The kingdom became known far and wide, not for its wealth, but for its happiness and the kindness of its people. Travelers who visited were amazed by the sense of community and the genuine smiles they saw on every face. In the end, as King Aldric grew old and his hair turned the color of silver, he looked back on his life with contentment. He proved to his people and to the world that the most powerful thing a king could ever possess was not a shiny crown, a grand castle, or mountains of riches, but a heart full of kindness. His legacy was not written in history books about wars won, but in the happy memories and compassionate spirit of his people, passed down from one generation to the next. Good night, little dreamers. As you drift off to sleep, remember King Aldric and the little girl Ilara. Remember that even the smallest act of kindness, like a warm smile or a helping hand, can change the world and make it a brighter, more beautiful place for everyone. Sweet dreams. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you for the next story.